You are now tuned in to the New Old Heads podcast, brought to you by BringingDownTheBand.com. No Bad Ideas, Coleman Dental and Printfinity. I am Major 7th. I make beats and have the t-shirts to prove it. And to my left, as always, is the one and only Lonegevity.
Hello.
Hello. To my left, as always, the one and only DJ Jay Diff.
Salutations.
Salutations, my brother. And to the right, as always, the incomparable DJ Spoolz.
Hello, Michael.
How are you, sir?
Doing well. How are you?
I can't complain. How's everything?
Everything's good, man. Just taking her easy.
All right. Good to see you. Nice No Bad Ideas hat. We see you with the
Thanks.
product placement.
I think it's the first. No.
Is this
first?
I think you rocked the winter joint.
The winter, non-winter joint. I like this hat, man.
This is the first time we actually see you rocking like the actual hat. So it's a good look on you, though.
Are you saying? Do you mean something by that? Is it?
No, I was just
Like,
giving
this
you
is the
props.
first time that you're actually.
I didn't do this either, but
Okay, but was that kind of an okay?
I was
fine.
just giving
Thank
you props.
Thank you.
Are you gonna accept them or?
Accepted. Props accepted.
All right. Episode number.
I thought you were trying to. You slide them in, Mike.
I do. I do.
All right.
I can admit that.
We're fine. We can go.
So we're gonna rock episode 31. We know what it is. We know what he wants, but we're gonna ignore that. DJ J Diff, what is this episode?
It's Miller time, man.
I like that. Shout out to Reggie Miller. We're going to call this a Reggie Miller episode. We had a few discussions prior to going on about other 31s.
Say something.
You know, Greg Maddux was a good pitcher. He wore number 31.
Who cares?
Couple Cy Young awards.
Yeah.
Diff, go ahead and cook him. I'm not going to do it because I don't have the energy.
It's just simple.
Played for the Cubs.
This is
good at
Indianapolis,
baseball.
Indiana, and
Talk
Reggie
that-
Miller
Talk that talk.
is the
J.
guy.
Diff. Yeah.
Naptown,
Yeah.
317.
Tell him how you feel,
Reggie
son.
Miller.
Tell him how you feel.
Two of his numbers in his actual jersey number make up 317. The
Talk
3
that.
and the 1
You see
is
the-
minus the 7 is definitely the Reggie Miller episode.
You see the math spools. You have nothing else to
There
say.
was not math involved with that.
Oh, that definitely was math.
numerology. That was numbers.
Nah, it was math.
That's fine. It can be Reggie Miller, man. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate
How many
you, brother.
titles did they get?
It doesn't matter.
Okay,
Oh.
I just couldn't remember. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I promised myself
Cool.
I wasn't going to do this. and
Cubs
I
just
won't.
won,
Yeah, they did.
and Maddox was not playing for him.
It's okay. It has
So-
nothing to do with it. I'm just saying Reggie Miller, Mr.
Well, hey, you just said how many titles did they win,
Yeah.
so it has to have something. It's
Did
still relevant.
Did Reggie Miller ever bring in all his grandeur, greatness, 317-ness to the city of Indianapolis?
Are we
He
going
did.
to do this? Are we
He
going
didn't.
to do this? Are we going to diss Reggie Miller on a Reggie Miller
That was
episode?
going to be my last comment.
Mm-hmm. It's still Reggie Miller episode,
Cool.
regardless.
Let's rock with it.
Yeah,
Fam-
Miller time.
Fam is mad underappreciated, man, throughout the league's history. I don't know why. Fam is mad underappreciated. Clutch.
You know, there's 31 days in May.
Here you
Perfect.
go.
It's good too, man. Yeah.
Numerology.
He is. Where's he underappreciated?
Well, since we're going to go ahead and do this, we can go ahead and do this. Reggie Miller's underappreciated for, number one, because not his clutch, but the fact that he led dope teams in the quote-unquote rough days of the 90s. He led some very, very dope teams. There's no question about who's the best player on those teams. He took Mike to 7 games in the conference finals.
Once.
I mean, how many people can say that? I don't even know if the Bulls ever played a 7-game series in a conference finals when Jordan was playing, other than when Reggie and them took him
I
there.
think the Knicks might have. I
In
can't
the
recall.
conference finals?
Maybe. I'd have to
I don't
check
know about that. You know, Reggie was giving it to Mike low key. He pushed off a couple times.
Does
pulled
Reggie
up.
Miller deserve to be in the Hall of Fame?
Of course.
Oh,
He does.
No question about it. First,
He does.
No question.
okay.
If he doesn't, he just hating.
You think
Like not on his first try, right?
What? Why
Why
not?
not?
What did he do?
What do you
Oh,
mean?
man.
Everybody that makes it to the Hall of Fame doesn't necessarily have to have won a championship.
What
I mean,
did
his
he do?
era, he was facing the greatest player of all time, Michael Jordan.
Mhm.
It was very easy to be a Bulls fan then.
That doesn't have to do anything.
But
with
is
him being
that
in the Hall
wrong?
of Fame.
Is it wrong?
Don't make me go to
For him to be in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Let me go. I gotta go.
You know, that's tough, man. I don't know. That actually asked the question, not really knowing the answer. I'd have to think about that a little bit more. But
I got to go here.
That's
I just don't. He was a.
'Cause this is blasphemous. I
it
got
is.
to go here.
He was a generally inconsistent basketball player, man,
Oh.
As are a lot of them.
and he couldn't play defense.
as are a lot of them.
Do you think Reggie didn't? How'd it go when Reggie guarded Mike? How'd it go when Reggie guarded anyone who was ever the caliber player that he was supposedly?
It actually went
south.
It went okay. I mean, he wasn't out there as the greatest defensive player in the league.
No,
nor did we say that he was.
Right.
We never said
I'm just
that.
saying, if I look at all,
I mean, one of the
game,
best players in the league right now is garbage on the defensive end of the ball.
James Harden. Is that what you're talking about?
I'm actually talking about Steph Curry.
Oh, yeah.
So that kind of goes to play. There's a lot of
Steph
them.
Curry's also my height.
That doesn't have
Reggie
anything
Miller
to do
was
with him
6'8"
being
and
a
had
good.
like an 18-foot wingspan.
That doesn't have
Now he got an
anything to do
18-foot
with it.
wingspan.
Has
He
nothing
wasn't
to do with
6'8".
it.
He's 6'6",
Reggie Miller was
6'7".
6'7", 6'7",
Yeah.
something like that.
Point
is, all right, I'll get past this. Point is, clutch top. We just said this before. Top 3, top 5 clutch shooters.
Ever. Players,
not
ever.
players,
Not shooters.
shooters.
Players.
Not players. Shooters.
No, he's one of the top 5
Absolutely
clutch players, period.
Negative. I would never want him guarding the best player on the other side of the team. With 5 seconds to go, do you want Reggie Miller guarding anyone who's going to get the ball?
I don't know.
You know who he sound like?
Last time I checked, though, Reggie has the record for the most points made in the smallest amount of time. Nobody's touching that.
You know who he sounds like?
Who's he sound
sounds like Bayless because he's talking about the last 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
The game is way beyond the last 5 seconds.
We also said the word clutch.
Which he is.
Clutch.
Who,
Shooter.
Reggie?
I said he's a clutch shooter.
Nah, clutch player. Clutch player.
All right.
You gotta go. You gotta rock with Reggie, man. I'm not saying he's Jordan or anything, but
I mean, I'm not either. I'm not, and that would not be a fair comparison
at all.
He still got to get open, and he still got to create those shots.
Reggie has some big shots, bro.
Do you guys remember how he created that one shot when he scored those 8 points in those 6 seconds? You remember that? Yeah.
Spoolz
Jordan
is
has a similar story. So,
or how he created that shot coming off of that pick in Indianapolis when they went 7 against the Bulls.
He did, man. He pushed.
He wants to put the 7
when Michael went flying across like half court, right in front of the ref.
He sounds like me now. Now he pushed him into the fourth row, right?
Go Reggie.
Oh my goodness. This is a very negative way to start off a good episode.
I will say this: I was a bit biased. Growing up a Bulls fan, not a Michael Jordan fan, a Chicago Bulls fan since I was small. I had to hear it all the time growing up in Indianapolis, man. All the time.
Because there was a lot of Bulls fans here.
Oh man, but you heard it, you know.
And that's evident when you go in that arena.
We appreciate you being honest
on that.
Play. I appreciate your honesty on that.
Here's what's funny about that as well.
What's that?
When the Pacers weren't good, nobody said shit.
Oh,
when the Pacers started going into the playoffs and started being able to kind of contend with what the Bulls were doing, that's when everybody came out. And then when they went back and weren't, nobody said shit. And then when Jermaine O'Neal came back,
I can't say that because I've been a loyal to the soil Pacer fan forever my whole life.
I can't say that for everyone.
Since who was playing?
So the first Pacer game I went to,
Give me some
they were
names
playing
on the
Dominique and Spud Webb, and Dominique did the sickest dunk I've ever seen in my life. Pacers lost that game.
Give me some players that were on that Pacers roster.
Chuck Person,
okay,
Wayne Tisdale.
Okay.
A couple of point guards on those teams. Who were they?
Vern Fleming, was he on there?
I think he might have been on
Vern
some of those
Fleming.
That was further though. That was a little further.
Yeah.
So the earlier teams, you're talking like
LaSalle Thompson,
like Randy Whitman.
Yeah, Randy Whitman.
Yeah.
So the Pacers didn't actually push them to 7 games.
It wasn't 7 games?
6.
Why am I thinking it was
That's
7
right,
games?
yeah. I thought
I stand corrected.
I thought they did play.
I thought it was 7 games.
In 97, 98?
Yep,
Yeah.
that was it.
4-2. The Hornets pushed them to 7 games the round before.
I stand corrected. That was 7 games.
Yep.
Either way, Mike, I don't think they had been pushed to, when I say the brink, like that series was close. The Pacers series was very, 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 very close.
The year before, the Heat 4-2.
Okay.
Then it was the Magic 4-2.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That was them getting back after Mike had.
Yeah, after Mike was out. I don't know why.
Dude, they pissed
maybe
him
it
off
felt like
too,
a
man.
7.
That
Maybe
was
it
so
felt like a
ugly
7
for
game series. I'm
Orlando
getting
that
old.
year.
Knicks 4-2, Cavaliers 4-2.
Or was it the year before when they came back and swept Orlando?
Who, the Bulls?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was after.
Mike was not happy
Mike,
about that.
quote unquote, wasn't right coming off baseball, so we give him that. But good catch, Lone. I don't know why.
His first game back, they actually played the Pacers, and the Pacers won.
I was at it.
He was 7 for 28.
He scored 19 points. He was 7 for 28.
We're in the 45.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got that game on tape at the crib. VHS.
It's pretty classic, man.
Shout out to Market Square Arena.
Yeah, man, no doubt.
Straight up.
But yeah, good catch, Lone. It felt like a 7-game series. I'm getting old. I apologize. Anyway, now that we got Spoolz out the way, I guess we can go ahead and go through this rundown.
What are we?
Is that okay?
We're good?
We everybody good now?
I mean,
on
it's,
Reggie?
at the end of the day, it's the Reggie Miller episode. So.
Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
And on that note,
Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller. Shouts to Oreo Jones and Action Jackson.
we see you.
They got a song called Reggie,
Reggie
Miller.
Miller. Right on.
I understand. I get it. I love why Indy loves Reggie Miller. I really do.
I was just shouting him out.
Reggie's an icon, man.
But I will always have this conversation with anybody who wants to ever really talk about it.
Right on. We respect your opinion because
Sorry.
you're honest Bulls fans, so we know where it's coming from.
Can't help
but
it.
Yeah, man. Come on. I get personal when they talk about Reggie.
Mm-hmm.
I like Reggie.
Go Pacers.
Yeah,
Anyway.
he was definitely up there with Nick Anderson.
I'm not going to even honor that.
You know
because
what?
That'll turn
That
into
sounds like a
something
good
else.
comment to me.
Yeah.
We can continue now, Michael.
Yeah. I'm not listening to him. I'm not honoring that.
He
'cause
was just kind of like a Dennis Scott. He was like
he's,
a.
in between.
we not listening to
He had the
him.
range like Dennis Scott.
He
but
was an Olympian too. I'll give him that too. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
Well,
second dream team.
Jay
Haters.
Diff. I didn't hear. I'm not listening to that. Are
That
you?
doesn't even matter
all.
because Isaiah Thomas wasn't even on the first Dream Team. So
Yeah.
yeah, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The Isaiah Thomas story is a little different.
And Christian
than the Reggie.
Leitner was on the first. Come on,
That's
bro.
because they had
It's
to
the
they
college.
had to throw one college
Christian
player on there,
Leitner.
or they chose.
They did have to
rather.
select one.
They had
Christian
to.
Leitner.
And
Hey,
he
man,
did hit the shot.
You know what? I hate to say this because I'm not a fan of his. Christian Leitner was probably the best college basketball player that year. Now Shaq did come out that year, but Leitner had. I mean, that's debatable maybe.
Yeah.
He was the best.
He was the most polished.
He was the
college
most
basketball player
tenured.
coming out.
He had
yeah.
the best resume. There's
Don't
no,
like him.
He was a
There's
dookie.
no way in hell I'm
Doesn't
taking him over
fit-
Shaq.
He was
Doesn't
a
fit
dookie.
with that
That's
group
all.
of players at all.
Yeah.
At all. But yeah. But the Isaiah Thomas not being that's a different story, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, Coach K being the coach of the USA basketball team had a lot to do with Christian Leitner being on that
I
squad.
don't doubt that at all.
Talk
Yeah.
about
That's
being
it.
plugged.
That's it.
That's a plug. That's
and
the
being
ultimate
and
plug.
being the college basketball player of the year that
Yeah,
season.
it doesn't
too.
matter.
I think that had a lot to do with it.
Doesn't
Well,
matter.
I'm still taking Shaq 10 times out of 10 over Christian Leitner at
Yeah.
any point in life.
Definitely.
Yeah, probably
I'm sorry,
so. Yeah.
but I feel where you're coming from. He was
Neither
tenured.
of them would have played more than 2 minutes. It didn't matter. So yeah.
He was tenured, so I can rock that. But moving on, man, one of my heroes. That was a check mark. We see you, Long. He's just gonna keep doing it now. Tiger Woods, man, that's my guy.
Tiger Woods, y'all.
Tiger Woods, y'all. That's one of my Mount Rushmore athletes for myself of all sports. But fam is out here looking bad this past weekend. CNN reports Tiger Woods' 2015 Mercedes-Benz showed signs of fresh damage on the driver's side of the vehicle when he was found asleep at the wheel the morning of his arrest on suspicion of driving under influence. Police records show. New documents released late Tuesday afternoon by Jupiter, Florida police reveal that both the tire rims on the driver's side of the Mercedes had minor damage, and the front and rear tires on the side had damage as well, and they were flat. So I think it came
Just ping ponging.
yeah, ping ponging, and they said today it came out that well, actually Tuesday about medicine. I guess he overdosed on some medicine for his back. He's had 4 back surgeries. I don't know what to really say. People have conspiracy theories about what was he doing up at 3:00 in the morning on the medicine, or was he
partying,
drinking?
probably.
Yeah, right.
Like,
I'm not sure what to say, but
I don't know. I'm up at 3:00 every night. So.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
right.
kind of normal to me.
here's my question to you guys. With that being said, everything that's been found out thus far, does this tarnish Tiger as a whole? Does this add on top of everything else with his wife, and they had to go to what were they calling it, the quote unquote sex camp or whatever. He had to go to that,
That's some BS.
and then
He had a whole,
he got the divorce, and then Lindsey Vonn, and then they broke up. And
I think this adds to it.
this adds to it, but does this pretty much just tarnish how great he was as an athlete?
No.
Because that's
Has
what
nothing
I'm
to do with
hearing.
it. Just like even the infidelity stuff didn't have
Right.
anything to do with his athletic ability. For
Right.
him to have a press conference and all
Right.
that for his personal life, I'm not really feeling that. Right now, I think it's just he's a trophy.
Right.
So whoever
Yeah.
arrested him, that was a trophy piece for him. I arrested Tiger Woods. He's got a mug shot. He was on Molly and Percocet.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if he was
Skirt.
on that, but I'm just saying.
I see you with that lips.
It's a day in the life of
Yeah.
anybody for the most part. I mean, it just shows you that he's human.
He's human,
That's
right?
it.
And
I agree.
he's had a target on his back for a long time.
Definitely.
I
You
agree.
know, I mean,
I also don't think Tiger Woods. I'll say this about Tiger Woods.
Mm-hmm.
I have never seen, and you guys tell me if you feel different, anyone just plummet.
That fast.
And I mean personally and professionally. He
Right.
was
Yeah.
the best golfer in
By
the
far.
world for years.
He was one of the top athletes, period, at his
and
height.
he
Highest paid.
can't make a cut now sometimes in a lot of
Yeah.
these. Now I understand he's hurt. That's part of the plummet though, like the injuries, all the infidelity stuff, the
He lost
losing
his
of the
dad.
sponsorships, the losing of his I mean, dude, I mean, there's a part of me. I mean, we're all human beings out here, right?
Right. You have
Part of me
sympathy
that feels
for him.
really, I have sympathy for Tiger Woods, man. That sucks.
He's a billionaire.
However,
at the end of
karma's
the
a
day.
bitch too,
On
and
his
who knows how Tiger treated
he's there.
people along the
Is
way,
he already
man.
there?
You know,
I thought they let him listen at about 8. I have to
Yeah,
look
Tiger
it up.
been a
He's a
billionaire. Yeah, I think
Shout
he was
out
the
to
first
Tiger.
billionaire athlete.
maybe
Shout out to Tiger.
you guys if you believe in karma. I mean, who knows? Maybe things catch up to people. I don't know, but I try not to even be that judgmental about it. But at the end of the day, I feel bad for the dude. And I've just never seen anyone go from literally the tippy top of something
The tippy top.
to
The-
like
yeah,
The
to,
interest.
to looking disheveled.
yeah.
And if you get caught in Florida faded, you're fucking up, dude. Because
Yeah.
Florida
I
doesn't
mean,
care about a lot of
Jupiter,
stuff.
Florida.
Like,
That's the same place all the other stuff happened, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Jupiter's, but see, Jupiter is not. I was watching Undisputed today on FS1, and Jupiter is not a place where it's popping. Like it's out, way out in the burbs. So it's not like there were clubs that are there, or a lot of places to go kick it, from what I understand. So Michael Jordan got a huge crib out there as well. So I'm not sure, man. Like who knows? It's all speculation until the reports come out.
could have
And
just
even
been.
with that.
I don't know. It could be anything. You know?
It could be. It's just unfortunate because, like we talk about athletes that are at the height of their powers. Like Tiger was like Mike, like Ali, like he was that good. Like he was that dominant at golf. Like it was transcendent. He had everybody trying to play golf, myself included. I remember watching the entire Masters when he won.
Every commercial,
everywhere you turn, he had multiple
Had
sponsorships.
that Brewick sponsorship.
Shout out to
I
Brewick.
Brewick,
But I mean, a golf career is a little bit longer than other.
Much longer.
definitely.
You know, so I
Much longer.
Tiger
And-
could have been doing this. What's he
He
in
can
his
still
40s right
he
now?
can still come back.
Dude, there's a senior PGA. He can
Right.
be playing
He-
for
he
20
can
more
still-
years.
But I
He'll
guess my
come
point
back.
is that he dominated for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
Yeah.
a normal athlete's career.
Yeah.
You
when
know,
he won that
And he
Masters
was
by
early.
like
He
12
came in
shots.
early though.
Yeah, he was like 21. I think he won.
Nah,
the
he was
Masters.
younger than.
Was he
he
19?
was younger than that when he first came into the
He
league.
played as an amateur. When you play as an amateur in golf, you're not allowed to win any of the
Right.
money you win. You're not allowed to take it.
You
Once
can't take the purse
Once he
home.
basically finished at Stanford, I think that's where he went.
Yeah.
It was all about the money then, and he won a Masters very shortly thereafter and he beat everybody.
Yeah.
12 strokes.
Yeah,
I
handily.
watched the entire thing from start to finish because I remember the excitement that came with Tiger. So it's like, man, this guy Tiger, he's a black guy, he's playing golf. They say he's just murdering the field. I can't wait to watch it. Prior to that, I could probably count on one hand how many times I'd even sat still long enough to watch the Masters, watched every round.
He was very exciting to watch, man. Very fun to watch. I mean, he would do things. We all play golf a little, right? Or have. I used to play.
I used to go to the driving
semi-often.
range. That was
And-
horrible.
And if you can hit a fucking pitching wedge, like 200 yards,
Yeah, that's
it's just
crazy.
unbelievable what he would do. Like
Yeah.
He had them super expensive clubs too. That kind of helps
that,
a
and
little bit.
he stayed in tremendous shape,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, dude.
tremendously good shape.
I think he started at one point. He was training with Navy SEALs. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like just staying in the top peak condition. You know what I'm saying? So who trains with Navy SEAls as a golfer?
And just practice,
Right.
practice. I mean, he was. Yeah, that's too bad, man. Well, you know what? I hope he bounces back. Hope he gets through all whatever this is. Sounds relatively minor in the grand scheme of things, and I want to see him win some tournaments again. That'd be awesome.
It would be nice to see him, even if it's not a major. It would be nice to see him, you know, just maybe pop off a couple more tournaments or something, just to, you know, say I'm gonna ride out like this. But only time will tell. I know he had a surgery, and you know, you compound that with this. There's no timetable. He never has one. He's always like, "We'll see," or "I got to get healthy first," or "We'll see." So, Yeah, man, but we will see. It's unfortunate, especially like Diff was saying prior to us coming on about the actual mugshot itself. It's taking on a life of its own.
I mean, we're in the age of the internet. I
Yep.
mean, that's what it's all about for the most part. Somebody finds some humor in something, and it grows legs, and it's all over the place. So
Yeah, I'm seeing.
it is what it is.
I've seen worse. I've seen worse. He looks like he just woke up. That's it.
Yeah.
You ever seen like Gary Busey or some of these other dudes like mugshots? They look terrible.
Yeah.
He just looks tired. He's tired, man. I'm ready to go home, man.
He had a nice night with Molly and Percocet.
Could be.
Skirt.
And he was ready to go home.
He was. Called a night. Called a morning.
And he got caught up.
He may have damaged his car the night before, and maybe he just pulled over and he was
Took a
tired.
nap.
Yeah, when I was saying his ping pong, it's just like he damaged this side and he also damaged this side. And yeah, that's how I pictured my.
It's kind of like, remember on Wolf of Wall Street when
Oh man, that was the funniest
Leonardo
scene.
DiCaprio, what did he take, a Quaalude or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that Lamborghini.
Yeah, man. He was crawling out of the
Oh,
car
man,
and
that
into
was
the
so
car or
funny.
whatever.
Hey, man.
That was so funny. That scene, like the reality versus what he thought he was doing.
Man. Straight up.
Shout out to Tiger, man. If he needs some help or something, man, I hope he gets it.
Yes.
Dude still has a lot of life to live, so hopefully he can rebound and get back out there and get a couple tournaments. So shout out to him. I thought this was interesting. Spoolz brought this up about Takuma Sato, who won the Indianapolis 500. There was an interesting tweet that came out from
What kind of tweet?
This is-
Interesting.
Is that what I said?
Real Mike
interesting.
Tyson with it.
Come on, man. Come on. Did I say that?
Into Westy.
He was very interesting.
Mike Tyson / Tweety Bird.
Real quick, speaking of Mike Tyson, I saw somebody post a picture of Mike Tyson from back in the day, and he looked like what had a romper, like what looked like a romper on.
Yeah.
And the caption just said, "I bet nobody said a word to this man.
Not a
about his
word.
romper."
Not a word. I wouldn't say anything. We just
Like,
talked
you
about
look good,
that.
man.
Yeah.
You wear it well, Mike. Good job, dude.
I gotta let Mike just rock that. Like I'm straight.
Yeah.
Like I'm cool.
You comfy today? Good.
Yeah. Looks great, Mike.
Yeah.
But I said good catch, man.
Into Westy.
That's genius. Anyway,
Into Westy Twitter.
a Denver sports writer. He actually lost his job after
Oh, good.
he did lose his job. We see you, Lone, trolling over there. He said he was uncomfortable with Sato winning the race. He says, here's a tweet. Nothing specifically personal, but I'm very uncomfortable with a Japanese driver winning the Indianapolis 500 during Memorial Day weekend.
Was he in World War II?
Clearly.
And if he was, then I understand where that came
That is
from.
the only way I think I can understand that.
Writer's name was Terry Fry. I might not have pronounced it right.
Is
F-R-E-I.
he 87?
He's not
Yeah.
87
Okay.
years old.
Because I know how that generation does feel about specific things like that, even Japanese vehicles and products and everything like that. So
This
My
guy
grandpa
definitely
was
is
like
nowhere
So is
near
mine.
that age.
Yeah. It's cause America. That's
It's
all.
'cause America?
That's really
That's all.
probably it. Yeah.
That's it.
I didn't see the backlash, but they said there were multiple tweets that came after that with people just giving it to this guy, like
Good.
tagging the Denver Post, and he lost his job. So
Dummy.
Well,
would you say that? you say Jay Diff?
well, yeah.
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 I mean,
Well, my man-
Congratulations to that guy
Nothing-
for winning the Indy 500.
yeah, that's big, man. Like that's huge.
Absolutely.
That's huge for him.
They said he was so excited and just,
he got to drink the milk. You know.
Yeah, that's a big weekend, man.
Give him some milk.
I wonder how cold that milk is. I hope it's like really
You
cold.
think
They
they
keep
have
it
it
in
in the
the cooler,
fridge?
yeah.
Probably have it in the fridge or something.
Like if they
All
gave
the
me,
money they make over this Indy 500 weekend, I would hope that it's cold.
I bet the refrigerator is probably a sponsor.
Probably so.
Perhaps.
Probably, yeah. We refrigerate the milk. Yeah.
Yeah.
They say the infield at the race will change your life.
The snake
I've never
pit.
been. I've never been.
So I didn't know this. So the snake pit is an actual concert that goes on during the race. Is that what that is?
Is it prior to the race
No,
or
I
during
think it's
the race?
like during it.
It's during the race. Okay.
I don't know.
I didn't know that.
I've only been to the race once. Sat in the infield, or not in the infield. Sat in the stands just to go. I got some free tickets, and
I thought it was before, but I could be
I know
wrong.
some people.
I
that
was
love to
thinking-
get
Well,
down, get down
there's
there
one
and
the
party,
day
man.
before during
Well, I mean,
Carb Day.
Carb Day on Friday. And I know
Right.
there's that. And then they have stuff on Saturday too, which
But
is
Sunday, no, the snake pit thing is on Sunday.
I thought it was in the morning though.
Is
How
it?
could anyone hear that?
That was gonna be my question. I don't know how.
You know how loud those cars
I don't know how you could hold a
It's
concert.
like turn 3 and 4. Because I seen somebody say something about
It's Cool Hand
it
Lex.
kind of takes away from the experience.
Experience of the show.
I did not know that.
I can only imagine, man. Those cars are loud, man. Like
Hold on, the show takes away from the experience of the race, or vice versa?
Yeah,
Okay.
the show.
yeah. Because America, man.
Well, it's America.
I mean,
didn't-
it's a big place, but
It's a very
Cool Hand Lex was he mentioned something on Twitter or Facebook about him and somebody else. Apparently, they closed the snake pit for years
Mm-hmm.
Really.
because something happened. I think a car flipped or something. I don't know.
They
Know the
used to
specifics.
get wild in
Yeah.
there too.
So they reopened it in 2010,
Okay.
and he played the reopening. So that was kind of cool.
All my dad and all my uncles are like, it's just never been. It's just not the same. That's what they all say.
Oh,
I guess
yeah?
the snake pit used to be like Mardi Gras for about 4 hours, basically, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Like I see.
you ever been to the Derby?
Yeah.
You ever been to the infield of the Derby?
Nah.
No.
Same thing.
Yeah. I don't know if it was as wild, but it's a party, man.
Hmm.
It's a party.
I've seen pictures of the aftermath, and it's
Yeah.
always real trashy, and
Mm-hmm.
people leave coolers and shoes,
Vomit probably as well.
among other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My coworker went and he said it
Vanity.
was very muddy this time. Like he said, people I guess they have, once it's over, people will have furniture that they brought and just burn it. Like they'll throw everything into a big pile and just burn all the furniture that was brought there for the weekend. Like it's crazy.
So apparently, depending on how close you get to parking to the track, I was told that somebody saw parking for $175.
$175.
Doesn't it make you just want to buy a house in Speedway?
Man,
Mm-hmm.
I know
Okay.
some folks that live out that way, and they come up every May, buddy.
you can
Yeah.
imagine. They probably can charge what they want to be that close.
Oh yeah.
I
You
mean,
know
I
what
want
I'm
to put a
saying?
garage
It's whoever's gonna pay
on
it.
my house
Whoever's gonna pay it.
and just stack it up. You know, I know there's zoning stuff, but
I think you'd be messed up if you tried to do
build
that,
an
sir.
build an underground garage or something.
It's a good thing for the city. It's cool. It brings several 100,000 people in, basically. That
It's
go
a
to
massive
that.
event. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I might be too old for the snake pit now. We'll see. You want to go? I'll go with you, Jay Diff.
I was gonna actually hit a carb day, but I didn't make it.
They say
I was
carb
thinking
is
about
dope
it.
too.
I thought it was gonna rain all day, so I just was like, nah. I ain't
Weather
messing
turned
with
out to be straight though.
Heard
Yeah.
Steve Miller played. I like Steve Miller.
Nice. That's what's up. But yeah, your boy lost his job, so I guess he'll
Good.
think before he hits sin next time,
Or maybe he won't.
or maybe he won't.
Twitter fingers.
Twitter. Shout out to the Twitter fingers.
I got out of town for the race this year. I kind of sometimes do that just to see, go somewhere else. But side note, not to like.
No, go
I
ahead.
saw Roger Waters from Pink Floyd at the KFC Yum Center in Louisville.
Nice.
Unbelievable show, man. I
Yeah.
don't know if you guys are into Pink Floyd or listen to
Little
Pink
bit.
Floyd much, and you guys, you know what I mean?
Very
But like,
talented.
dude, oh man, it's a whole spectacle. It's a whole show. It's not just like a rock band up there playing songs for 2 hours or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of graphic things going on. There's just a ton going on at once, man. So yeah, that was fun. That was a really, really good time. So if you guys ever get a chance to see Roger Waters, it is quite an experience.
I can dig
would
it.
suggest doing it. So
I could dig that.
Yeah,
Sounds
I
like
actually
it was a good
checked
time.
out DJ Quick Sunday.
How'd
Which
that go?
It was a dope show, but all he did was classics. Like
No
he did
Rosecrans.
nothing off the new Rosecrans album.
did you bitch better have my money?
Yeah, he did that. Definitely
Did he
did
do
that.
Trouble?
Trouble.
Yeah. My
Off
joint
of,
with AMG.
I
When I
don't
bumble
recall.
is trouble.
Did you
I
do?
don't know
Did
if
you do
he
that
did that.
joint dollars and cents?
He did, but like, all right, so he started doing that, and he wasn't actually rapping the verse. His guy on stage was rapping the verse. So when the first verse was over, he started talking like, "I feel bad. I can't even do this song no more because him and MC8 are cool now."
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, I can't even really perform this song no more because me and MC8 are cool." But that beat though,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that was on the
Then-
Murder Was the Case soundtrack.
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
it?
and then he just let the instrumental play for a while. But NAP actually opened up the show.
Okay.
Oh nice.
So that's some local legends for those that don't know.
Oh yeah.
How was the actual turnout? Pretty good turnout.
Yeah,
the-
it was
for
a
the venue?
decent turnout. Yeah.
Did you see NAP set?
Yeah, I did see their set.
Did they do Weekend Ho?
They definitely did Weekend Ho, and they definitely did Out Hustling.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah, so
How long did they rock? About a half hour?
about 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Good
and
for
then,
NAP, man.
Yeah.
Did you say Edge DJ'd?
Yeah, Edge was
Shouts
the
to
DJ
Edge.
for
Yeah,
him.
shouts to
Word,
Edge,
word.
man.
I was actually in the studio when they recorded a song from their latest project
Yeah.
with
Nice.
Edge. Yeah.
Nice.
Mhm.
Edge is
And
good
then,
people,
randomly.
man. I like Edge a lot.
who else?
Talented dude.
G Fresh.
Oh,
He
yeah?
performed. He brought Maxie out.
Nice.
Nice.
And then MC8 went up. I'm not MC8, but DJ quit. And it was, like I said, it was a dope show, but he didn't play none of the new stuff. And I wanted to hear some of the new stuff because the new album is nice. I
Yeah,
really
that
like it.
Rosecrans goes. It
Yeah.
was an EP at first with Problem, and they extended it and put probably 6 more records on that. I think it's 13 tracks on that one.
Mhm.
But that is good West Coast hip hop.
Yeah, definitely.
Period.
And I think maybe because it has a lot of features on it,
Yep.
it's
Yep.
feature heavy, but it's still slap.
The production slaps.
Yeah,
Anytime you get a verse from Quick, that's just an added bonus.
definitely.
I gotta check that out
So
still.
yeah, shout out to that. Shout out to Quick because I was on the Rosecrans EP and then Diff told me they extended it to an album. Got very excited. So yeah, that's some heat.
Word.
NBA Finals. Cavaliers, Warriors.
Back to sports again. Huh?
Yes, real quick.
Yeah.
Predictions. I know you mad about the whole season, so I understand.
Well, you know what I'm going to say.
Please don't say Pacers in 7.
Pacers in 7.
Let me talk to you because I can't deal with
Okey-doke.
them.
Yep.
Spoolz, what you got for the finals? Give me a prediction.
Warriors in 6.
Warriors in 6.
Mm-hmm.
No reason, just hate LeBron and hope Warriors win.
I don't
or-
hate LeBron.
How can you say no reason, just hate LeBron?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, because
I
that's
was-
him. Look who said it.
I'm
you
just,
know?
I'm thinking that's where he coming from. I don't know.
Where I'm coming from is I think the Warriors just have a little bit too much for Cleveland this time.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment.
I don't think they didn't have to deal with Kevin Durant last year. And that was a 7-game series where they almost lost.
Yeah.
You have to deal with him now. I agree with you there.
It's
Yeah,
just
I'm
a lot
just-
to do. It's going to be, I think I heard somebody, maybe one of you guys said this or somebody else. It's going to matter who's off every night
That's fair.
and who's going to pick it up.
A lot of threes, a lot of jump shots.
Mm-hmm.
This
If
season
Steph's
is
off,
just weak to me.
Hopefully no injuries.
It was it was set up for this to happen. LeBron really doesn't have anything to prove at this point, in my opinion.
Okay.
He's already went back home, won a championship. So we got round 3 of Cavs versus the Warriors. I really
Doesn't do much for you, huh?
not really. I mean, I don't want the. I think I said this on a previous episode, but I really don't want Golden State to win just based off of how they put the team together.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm not really feeling that.
I never liked that either, just through history of all sports. Like when the Lakers did it and when it got like Malone and Gary Payton. I know they were older,
Yeah.
but I was so glad the Pistons beat them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
They
good,
beat
they're
the
good.
brakes off of them,
Yeah.
too.
When the Heat did it, sorry, I know you love LeBron. I didn't want them to win anything.
Yeah.
I just don't, and I know that that's just where we're at, and we've had this discussion before too. But like these kind of, hey, you want to come play with me? I'll play with you. Maybe it isn't. I don't like it. Personally.
It's just that addition to me was the Kevin Durant addition. And even though he's not a star player, the David West edition, just because he's just chasing the
Yeah,
championship.
he left the Spurs.
At this point,
Yeah.
he left millions on the table when he left the
Yeah.
Pacers
Yep.
to go play for the Spurs, thinking he was about to get a championship.
I don't blame players for doing it once.
Okay, at the end of your career though, so if I'm willing to write you a check, or you're set up to get $10 million versus going to this team for 1 year and getting maybe one, you're gonna walk away from that.
Depends on what my money's like before. It depends on what, dude. That's a matter of what's important to you. Maybe
Depends on-
David West has
I'm
plenty of
keeping
money,
it. I'm keeping it.
It
and
depends.
he just wanted a ring, man.
I'm
It's
taking
prior-
that
it's the
bread.
play-
That
Players-
shit means a lot to those guys who've
It
been putting
does.
that work in for
It
years
does,
and years.
but they had a good thing.
And here, let me make
Here.
this distinction though. David West doing it in the twilight of his career, doing it once, not a big deal. Doing it twice, it's getting kind of lame.
Exactly. That's
When
what I'm
LeBron
saying.
James did it
That's fair.
in the height or just before even the height of his career, and then did it again and got all of his buddies to come in with him again and do it, that's a different story to me.
Kevin-
Sorry, I'm not shitting on LeBron
No,
James,
that's fine.
but
That's-
I see them
that's
as
your
two
opinion.
very different things, man.
Kevin Durant's
another example.
He's
Yeah.
different from those. And here's why he's different. Kevin Durant left a team that he was up 3-1 on.
Yeah, and when he played with him.
He wet the bed along with Russell Westbrook.
Mm-hmm.
They wet the bed against the team that he joined. To me, that's unprecedented.
Yeah, that's
because
weak.
that would
That's pretty weak.
The equivalent of that would be
Jordan
LeBron losing to Boston and then going to play with Ray and KG.
Hey
That's what that
guys,
would've
I'm
been.
here
Or
to
Pippen
play
going
with
to the
you
Knicks
guys.
or something.
You know, Mike, I'll agree with you there. That is a different level.
Now
of
keep in
kinda
mind, they
lameness.
won 73 games in the championship prior to him coming there, and then then you lose to the team that's 3 up. You were up 3-1 on, and you go play with the guys that just beat you. Now we're at the park, and me and Spoolz are on teams, and you guys are on teams. If you guys beat us at the park, I don't want to come play with you all.
Yeah.
Spoolz and I
Yeah.
are gonna go get Grits, and you guys can go get whoever,
Yep,
Yeah.
right.
and we're gonna play again. Like that's why I think it's unprecedented what he did. Same concept, different situations.
I agree with that, and it's a very short-term decision, in my opinion. Whenever people do stuff like this, too, there is no more. I'm sticking with my team, almost like what maybe David West could have done. Right? I'm riding this out.
He could have stayed with the Pacers.
I'm gonna put pressure on my GM. I'm gonna put pressure on the front office to get some players in here so we can build something together. That is not what it's about anymore. It's about what can I get next year, and then next year.
Yeah.
He could have got
It's
that
wild,
10 mil
man.
though. He could have
That's
got
life, I guess.
Not to
I'd
bring
have
it back
took
to
it.
Mike. Mike didn't do it.
that. I'd
Scotty
have took
didn't do
that
it.
10 mil.
You know, Horace
took
tried.
that.
Horace tried.
Diff said he's taking that
I'm
bread.
taking that bread.
Diff said he's taking that bread. So I mean, to each his own. David West, he left the bread on the table. To Spool's point, some of these guys get to the point where they've made their bread, they've made the money, and now it's about quote unquote solidifying their careers with the championship.
Yeah. I mean, like, think about Karl Malone. Like, he lost how many times to Michael Jordan? You know, like
Yeah, in his prime, like in
his
at
prime,
the,
and
in
he's
his
like,
peak.
all right, let's go to the Lakers.
And he lost again.
And then he lost.
He lost again, right? So
That was funny. I didn't like that Lakers squad either because of that same reason. But
Yeah.
they had
Gary Payton was on
Malone,
that
Gary
too.
Payton.
Shaq, Kobe.
Yeah.
And then that team, that Detroit team was just a team. They had Chauncey,
Man.
Rip, Sheed, Ben
That Det-
Wallace.
The Spurs are the extension of that Detroit team now, in my
Facts.
opinion, man. I
Facts.
liked everybody was talking about how boring Detroit. I loved watching the Pistons.
Larry
play,
Brown's
man.
a great
I
coach.
didn't think the Pistons were boring. I thought Utah was boring
They
back
would
in the
just
day.
dissect the
Shout out to
tee
Larry-
everybody
Shout
up.
out to Larry Brown. Well, that's
Chauncey
one of the greatest
Billups.
coaches.
One of the most overrated point guards in the NBA ever. in my
Overrated?
opinion. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, underrated rather. I
Oh, I was-
apologize. No,
I
no,
said,
no.
are we gonna do this
Sorry,
again?
No, underrated. Everybody
Very
forgets about
underrated.
Chauncey, man. That
Yeah.
dude was.
Shout out to Mr. Big Shot, Finals MVP as well. That year they beat the Lakers. So, yeah, we see you, Chauncey. I got the Cavs in 7. I'm just gonna roll with my guy, Uncle Drew. You know what I'm saying? So
A 7-game series would make it just maybe a little more entertaining to watch, I would say. You know?
I think people are hoping for this to go all the way to the end. I think the ratings are going to be nuts for this finals off star power alone.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not going to erase the season, but Thursday people won't be thinking about the season or how bad the playoffs were. Well, Diff will, but other than him, everybody else.
I mean, I'm
will
still
be
gonna
go.
watch it. But
That's what I'm saying. Like people still are going to tune in because it's star power. His name's everywhere on this one.
We should have a new old heads drinking game for how many travels don't get called in the just film it. And
Travels on
and
who,
see
Spools?
Everyone. We'll just say that.
Oh.
Politically correct. And see if everybody's drunk by halfway through the second
Not
quarter.
sure that's what you
Yeah.
wanted to say, but
That's all right. He's allowed to do whatever he wants, Mike. You know that. So
I guess we.
another star player was allowed to do a lot.
Yep, he was.
he earned
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
see,
He earned it.
And there we
Nobody
go.
crowned him a king before he ever stepped on a basketball court.
They just called him Larry Bird.
That's not
He
his
earned
fault,
every
though.
single one of it.
Larry
he,
Bird
he
just-
didn't engineer any of his championship teams.
Larry
And
Bird just called
I'm not
him
even on.
Jesus.
I'm not even on a Cavs kick like that. But LeBron was put in a place that he couldn't have wrote that story.
To succeed immediately.
Well, like I said, he was put in a place.
Yes, he was put there.
in high school. They was crowning him king.
He was placed there.
He wasn't saying, "Hey, I'm the king. Look at me." ESPN was saying he was a king.
I mean, he
The
exceeded.
sports
he
writers were
exceeded
saying that.
He exceeded
Of course,
the hype to me.
Of course, after a moment, you're going to embrace it. Why wouldn't you?
Michael earned it. Nobody handed him a goddamn.
Regardless,
Oh,
but
come
what
on.
we're talking about,
LeBron earned his
Third
status.
pick.
LeBron earned his status.
you're
he worked
getting
hard for his status.
you're getting away from.
I'm
what-
not at all. Everything I'm saying
No.
strengthens exactly what we're talking about right
No,
now.
so we were just talking about with traveling, right?
Traveling.
And getting away with stuff.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's what it's all about. That's it.
I was more talking about how in the NBA period they just don't seem to call traveling
Nah,
anymore.
I agree with that.
That's what I was
agree with
getting
that.
at.
On certain players.
You know what?
It's got to be really
Does LeBron
obvious.
get it? Oh,
No,
yeah,
they
absolutely.
miss it
he
on-
does.
they miss
Did
it on
Kobe
him all
get
the
it?
time.
Oh, yeah, he got it.
Yeah.
They missed it on
Does
Mike.
the average dude get it too? Yes, he does. Way more so than I would say. Not to act like I break down every single piece of film, but dude, there are things that go on when I'm watching basketball. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That 20 years ago or so probably wouldn't.
LeBron will get away with robbery every now
But
and
it's an
then.
entertainment thing, right?
But
You know,
stars,
that's why people.
preferential treatment is not new to the NBA.
Nah, it's not.
A lot of stars get those calls. LeBron, he traveled his ass off the other
He
day.
did.
Mike would do things. The thing about Mike, I don't think played. I don't think he would travel. I don't think he would do things like that. But what Mike would do that got away with, that a lot of it would be in referees' faces. Mike would be in referees' faces, and other people would get texts and they wouldn't call it on Mike. I'll give you that.
Hey,
Most definitely.
When you the guy,
when it comes to dribbling the basketball and taking 2 steps when you go, no, that's a little different now than it was.
I got a
back then,
link.
I would say.
I got a link for you. I'm gonna send to you.
But again-
Is it him taking the ball and like?
But the game is a lot different now. So even in this short period of time,
it's officiated differently. The
It's all about
players are
entertainment.
different.
You could say the same about the
athleticism is
NFL.
different. Facts.
Definitely.
Facts.
For sure.
NFL is on some BS because Colin Kaepernick still doesn't have a job.
But even like
Now, that
in,
is a
in
topic,
the entertainment side, dude, they want people to score 40 points a game. That's what people want to see.
It's
You know
about
what I mean?
score. It's tailored towards the offense and the
Steph
quarterback.
Curry, not to jump back to sports, but Steph Curry was golden for the NBA.
Oh, this
Nothing's
era
cooler than watching somebody shoot 23 pointers in a game and make 15
yeah,
of them.
This is tailor made. This era is tailor made for him. I will say that he's taking advantage of. He's a great player.
Especially for a casual fan who doesn't know the game, perhaps
Facts.
as well.
Facts.
Yeah.
It's exciting. It draws you in. It makes you want to watch. You know?
I like what Diff just said. I know this wasn't on the rundown, but you bring up a very interesting topic about Kaepernick because
Yeah, he still doesn't have a job.
he still doesn't have a
Fucking
job.
Mark Sanchez does. That's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
And it's funny because I really think, like, all the sports shows say, is he being blackballed or is it just because he's not a good quarterback anymore? And then we start naming all of these trash quarterbacks that he's better than, his record's better than. As much as last year, his record is better than. And everybody's trying to avoid the obvious as to why he is yet
Yeah,
to
we
be
know what it is.
picked up on a roster. So do we
Well-
think he's going to get picked up? That's the question. That's a good question.
I don't know, man.
Is somebody going to have the balls to say, you know what, in the midst of everything that comes with Kaepernick, all of the sideshow, quote unquote, and all of the pomp and circumstance that will accompany him, are we still going to sign him because he can be a serviceable backup quarterback? Who takes that risk?
That's a great question.
I don't know, man. Like it boils down to the business aspect of it.
He's not requesting like a lot of bread, so you can't say that.
what are the owners like?
There you go.
Exactly. The
The
business
Giants
part
owner
of it.
already said it's a wrap, but he has a dude that his kickers was admitted to being doing domestic violence.
Mhm.
He's keeping him though, but he's gonna blackball
Yeah, it's
Kaepernick.
no secret why this isn't why he hasn't been picked up yet. He's not. He has deteriorated as a quarterback over time. Just talking about sports, period, man.
Yeah, if you
He
separate
just
the
isn't.
two.
However,
compared to
His
any
first,
other compared
what
to
he
him
was,
playing in a
yeah.
Super Bowl
Yeah,
his
to
first
compare-
season to
compared to
just
what he
going like
was.
this now slowly. His numbers, the way all that other stuff. Now San Francisco hasn't put weapons around him like he used to have. you
It's
know?
nowhere near the team that it was.
Right.
However, it still bugs me out as a Bears fan.
Right.
Oh,
we
yeah.
signed Mark Sanchez,
Instead of Cap.
who butt fumbled,
Yeah.
who fumbled off of someone's butt, but we can't sign Colin Kaepernick.
yeah.
That trips me out tremendously.
I was literally thinking, I was like, well, they can go get Colin. It might be decent.
Yeah,
And
it
I was
would
like,
be.
Maybe I don't know if he fits. I don't know if he necessarily fits the system that
It's
they want to
better
do.
than Sanchez.
Man,
Maybe I don't know.
According to
but
Stephen A.
That's
Smith,
definitely
nobody's going to pick up Colin Kaepernick, though, right?
they
yeah,
probably
right.
won't though.
I would like
I don't even know if he wants to be picked up at this time.
I would really like to see Kaepernick get a job, because I hate for him to be blackballed for something like that when it doesn't pertain to his skill set. To Spool's point, I'm not saying he's the quarterback that was in the Super Bowl. That's not who he is. But some of the guys that are comparable to him in terms of people that don't have jobs or just got jobs, you know what I mean?
Comparable?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
They say comparable on some sports shows.
Do they? Is that what you're doing?
What were you saying, Bradley? I'm
It's
not
not.
listening.
I mean, we all know why. We all know why he's not.
Yeah.
Why he's not getting picked, and it's really, really unfortunate, and it shows you the climate of the way things still are. Because you know what it is at the end of the day? It's business.
It is a business.
Yeah.
It isn't anything other than business because white people like football.
Then it
They
goes.
The majority of this country, not vast, but
Yeah.
racially speaking, is white.
Facts.
And that shit pissed white people off.
Facts.
Dude, when I went to the Bears-Niners game this last year at Soldier Field, I saw a sign. It was Bears-Niners. Kaepernick started.
Yep.
And I saw signs about how disrespectful he was being.
Yeah.
And all these other different, I'll never, I'd never want that quarterback on my team. Like, just signs. And I'm just like, really, guys? Like,
Yeah, it's just
man. I
When
wouldn't
stuff that really matters, that doesn't bother them.
Right.
So the young kid to get shot by the cops
Right.
for
It's
doing
insane.
nothing. We're back in the blue on this one.
I just
He verbatim before he did any of it too. This is the part that still stands out to me. It was like, I am not doing this to disrespect anyone in
Exactly.
the armed services ever.
He also said he's not even doing it again.
How much more of a disclaimer do you need than what Spoolz
It
just
tells
said?
you people just don't fucking get it. Man. That's exactly
Like,
what
they
it
don't
comes
care
down
and they
to.
don't know, they don't understand.
Right.
And it's just what it is. And it's like you said, it's driven
Yeah.
America.
by capitalism. Let's
Capitalism.
just throw it out there. I'm not going to make any type of
No, I
comparison
follow you.
on capitalism, but I
we
mean,
follow you. We follow you.
if you follow the lines of capitalism in America and you understand how that interweaves with certain social
Right.
And the
structures, then that's,
and the comment I made
makes
about
sense.
white people watching. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of black people out there that don't
Sure,
like Colin
sure.
Kaepernick either for his whether they were or were not in the armed services. But
It's
when you're-
majority white folks.
when you're playing the numbers,
Definitely.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's
if
kinda
we're
what I
gonna
was
do the
getting at.
numbers
Yeah,
game, let's
yeah.
be honest.
It's
Yeah.
not. That's not an equal opportunity employer on that one.
No,
Not at all. Not at all.
nor are the owners.
that's exactly what's
Definitely
my point.
not.
I
Yes.
didn't go there,
Yeah.
but
with the owners.
yeah, they're all
Yeah,
old white
they're
people.
all old,
Facts.
32 old white
Billionaires.
people, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
And Jerry Jones doesn't care about making sure Colin Kaepernick has an opportunity.
Oh, but he didn't. He gave Greg Hardy a shot.
Wow,
He's
he
a
did.
stand-up guy,
Matter of
wasn't
fact, yeah, great stand-up guy, wasn't he?
I mean, the Philadelphia re-signed that.
How many times did Lawrence Phillips get a shot? Rest in peace. I'm not saying anything bad, but how many times did that dude get a shot?
Yeah, I mean it's amazing, man. But the thing is,
Roethlisberger is still starting for the Steelers.
Yeah.
boy, you better talk that talk,
So
dude.
is
Just saying.
that other guy from Philadelphia, the receiver. I forget what he.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah. I can't
I know
call
who you're
his name.
talking
I
about.
can't call
Oh,
his
Riley
name.
Cooper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Riley Cooper. N-word at the country concert.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that well. Even Skip Bayless he was back on First Take then. He was all against Riley Cooper. Like he was like, dude should lose his job right now.
Who was this?
Skip Bayless. I was pleasantly surprised. He was like, he needs to lose his job right now for that. Like no discipline, no suspension, out of there.
Do we want to quickly talk about the stick Stephen A. Smith has up his ass about Colin Kaepernick, or do we want to move on?
Hey man, this is a free forum, sir. So
Okay.
speak
I
your
didn't know
mind.
because you and I had chatted about it a little bit.
We did.
went back and forth a little bit.
We did. Stephen A. Smith has a stance where he is pro Colin Kaepernick in terms of, I guess, him having the right to take a stance for what he believes in. But on the flip side,
He doesn't vote. Right?
he doesn't vote. So
Yeah.
when Cap came out and said, "I'm not voting," Stephen A. Smith jumped off the deep end about
Yeah, I
him.
remember that.
Which he
Public-
likes to do about anything.
Yeah.
Period. Anyway, any chance he gets,
Yeah.
he'll do that. So yeah.
And he jumps off the deep end about I was gonna say Spoolz.
I wish you would. I wish Stephen A. Smith would.
About Kaepernick choosing to publicize the fact that he does not like to vote, and I was like, man, that one is kind of, I want to say touchy, but due to over exaggerate stuff so much, it's hard for me to really hone in on what he's saying because everything is times 10. Like everything, it comes off as hyperbole sometimes. But Spoolz, did you have a specific take
I liked
on
what
that?
Michael Bennett. Was it Michael Bennett that said back?
Michael
there?
Bennett got at him. He did.
I'm glad he did. Stephen
got
A.
at him.
Smith, just so you know, voting isn't the cure-all for everything that is an issue in this country. It's
Okay.
not.
Okay.
It isn't. So to negate, in a way, which is kind of what he did, the things that Colin Kaepernick was doing, not just the taking a knee,
Okay.
but everything else that he has been doing to help, to say voting somehow like cancels that out. You're a fucking moron, dude.
Essentially.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to say.
Okay.
I think that's silly, man. That's ratings shit.
What do you say to the devil?
Voting doesn't cure everything, nor voting for the president doesn't cure for anything at all. Who say you voted? What does that change? What would that have changed?
What do you say to the devil's advocate that says, on one hand, you are pro-change and you're standing up to initiate change, but you're not going for change by voting?
It's a great point because when the election was going on, Terry made great points about voting locally.
Yes.
And the importance of voting locally.
He did.
So I would say that point is valid to an extent, voting locally.
As opposed to just the general election,
Correct.
major
Yes,
election. Okay.
because if things are not good where you're at in your country, or you're unhappy with the way things are going,
right.
to think that I'm gonna bubble in someone's name and it's gonna change, you're a fool, man.
That's fair.
Because the system isn't set up to be that way. The system is what has you bubbling a name in.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So why would you take part? And I understand Colin Kaepernick's stance on this. I don't know that man, but
Right.
based on what I've seen him do and heard him say, his stance, in my opinion, not to put in, you guys could correct me if you feel different, is exactly what I just said. Voting isn't going to change what it is that's going on in this country.
What he did is bigger than that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
When you say bigger, you mean in terms of
the impact.
Expand. That's what I was about to say. Expand on what you mean when you say like what Cap did was. Is you just saying the impact across the country for Cap, right?
Right,
Okay.
right.
I mean, the
his
system,
point doesn't matter because he didn't vote.
I mean, the system's the problem,
Right.
Yeah.
not the voting aspect.
I don't
want
want to play it. I don't want to. What do they say, man? If you don't like, if the game isn't fair to you, don't play it.
I didn't like
If you don't like the rules, don't play the game. And the rules suck.
I didn't like the angle.
Yeah.
To me, I took the angle that Stephen A. Smith was taking as. To me, he was trying to minimalize what Cap had done, and then bringing more attention to the not voting piece. To me, it was kind of like pushing that to the side.
I feel like either way, no matter what his intentions were, just by him speaking up on that, he
Right.
automatically did that.
Right.
So regardless of what his intentions were, you're making light of that.
Right.
And you're-
You
and
bring
you're-
light to it. Right.
And you're picking a side at
Right.
that point. So I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
And the thing about Cap is I will give Cap credit on top of taking his stance. He put his money where his mouth was.
Yes, he did.
So I don't think that part gets publicized enough that the man went out and put his money where his mouth was.
It's not going to.
No, it's not.
I know it's
Terry's
not. I
right.
know why, but I'm just saying it's unfortunate because
You think
that-
Stephen A. Smith's ever given one of his tailored suits to a homeless person in his life?
you know what, Spoolz? He did. I will give Stephen A. Smith this. Now we don't know what's credible. We have to go off what people say on TV or whatever. But he did run down a long list of the charities and things that he's done in terms of he didn't publicize them, but things that he's done in his past. Now, if what he said is accurate, I will give him credit for that because that was a rebuttal to Michael Bennett coming at him, saying that he had not done things.
And that's
within
fair,
the
man. And
community.
maybe I'm being
so I
unfair in
respect.
that
I
regard.
respect that with Stephen A. Smith. I give him that. But to me, he still was bringing a negative attention to Cap by focusing on the voting piece.
Yeah, I
That's
agree.
just my opinion.
I completely agree.
So, I mean, like Diff said, system is it's set up. We ain't meant to survive, and it's just set up. But even though you fed up, gotta keep your head up. So
All right, Pop.
not
I'll lie.
not Bupac now.
No, we ain't gonna
That
talk
was
about
Tupac. That wasn't Bupac.
We ain't
Don't
going
get
there.
me
We've talked
started.
enough about
We're not
Bupac.
going there.
Diff, don't get me
Let's
started. I
move
got
on.
mad. I got mad song titles.
Let's move
What kind of
on.
music we got?
Yeah, what music we
Okay,
got
let's
this
go to
week?
music. Well, Spoolz brought this to my attention. Big L's 43rd birthday.
today.
Okay, shout out to Big L.
Yeah, man. Happy birthday and rest in peace, Big
Rest
L.
in peace to Big L. Nas and Lauryn Hill are going on tour. I think. Do you guys think she's gonna be late to every tour show?
Man, that's an interesting concept.
Are they giving out vouchers? What they doing, Diff?
Notice I called it a concept.
It is. Are they
because,
giving out vouchers or what they gonna do?
Man, I don't know what. I hope it
Bye.
goes as
Let's
planned.
Lord willing. Let's hope Nas goes first. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
She showed up in Indianapolis.
She did.
The
I
last
heard it was
time.
a good show.
How late?
I don't know specifics, but she showed up and she performed.
That's sad that we giving her props for showing up to a show.
That she's getting paid for.
Isn't that
she's
bad,
supposed to show
Spoolz?
it too.
She's supposed to show up.
Yeah, especially if I imagine tickets aren't aren't cheap to her shows either, right?
Yeah, they're somewhat high.
I think they were kind of reasonable last time though.
Were they? Is she $100 and over ticket?
Nah.
No.
She's probably
I
what,
just assumed she would, 'cause she's a big
75 to
deal.
a
Her
bill.
house is a big deal.
I
75
don't
to a
even
bill.
think it was that much.
You sure?
Might
Not
have been
75?
50, 60.
I bet
Yeah.
she could command more.
I'm sure she
Probably.
could if she would come.
Especially with
Yeah.
Nas.
Yeah.
Yeah, her and Nas, that'll be 100 up, 100 up.
Yeah,
Proper.
that's kind of where everything is going now, to that 100 plus for the big acts. What Kendrick's show is 100,
150, I believe.
something like that. The
Yeah.
Bruno Mars show is 100 plus.
Yeah.
Um,
You know Bruno's out there making that.
you know, if Beyonce on tour, you dropping that honey,
Oh,
you
easily.
dropping that honey bun.
Nosebleed.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? For B. So hopefully that tour will be dope. I think Spoolz said the closest show was a Shy, right? To
September
us.
7th, yeah. Shout out to
It's the day
my
before my
girlfriend
birthday.
Sarah. I think we're going to try to get out there September 7th.
So if you
for that
guys are
show.
real friends, that's the day before my birthday. If y'all want to,
Word.
yeah.
There's a so A3C is
Man, he went right past my birthday,
Yeah.
didn't he?
I know, right?
it's
Yeah,
one of those,
so,
that's one of those oldest moments.
Yeah.
AC3 is that. Well, we'll run a short on time.
Yes, sir.
A3C is October 4th through 8th in Atlanta, and then Afropunk Atlanta is October, I believe, 14th and 15th.
Okay.
And early bird tickets for that are only $40 right now. So
That's
That's
good.
not
bad.
That's doable.
and it's who did I see on that bill? Flatbush Zombies.
Nice.
Okay.
Jamila Woods from out of Chicago. Who else did I see? Solange.
No, really?
I rock with
nice.
Solange.
Real quick shout out to
I rock with Solange.
our buddy Pat Jr., man, for making it to A3C. Congratulations, sir.
For sure.
It's awesome.
Word.
Shout out to Pat Jr., North _. We see you. He supports the show. We appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Conway dropped a mixtape.
Yes, he
Westside
did.
Gun and Conway. Reject on steroids. I
Oh, it was
believe the title.
just Conway though, wasn't it?
It's just Conway.
Yeah.
But I know some people know him as
DJ Green Lantern did the mix. It's on DatPiff right now.
Okay.
We've talked about him a ton. I have especially. Project's right in line with all the rest of that type of music. Grimy. Derringer does a lot of the production. Just
I got about
nasty loops and
I got halfway through it, man. It's dope though.
samples are dope.
It's got a dope Royce verse on there too.
Yeah,
Man.
it does. Yes,
I
it
haven't
does.
checked it out yet.
Yeah.
Very dope
Shout
project.
out to Conway. Those brothers, I believe, are going on tour as well. I know
They
they
are,
signed
man.
with Shady.
8 spots, 8 joints here in the summer. Closest again will be Chicago. I think Friday, June 23rd. Definitely gonna try to get up to that one, man. For
We
sure.
got any local heat, local shout outs? Anybody?
Mark Battles just dropped his album Day 2.
Okay.
I believe that's what it's called.
That's what's up.
Pike High School shout out.
He's got heavy features from Tory Lanez. He's on like
Nice.
4 songs, I believe.
Nice.
All right.
Pretty decent.
Full length project?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you got, Lone? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I not necessarily anything. We're on Turn Off Your Radio number 100 right now.
Nice.
100.
Hundo.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Getting
That's
ready
dope.
We'll release that Wednesday, but
Okay.
so that one's out there. Black Opera just dropped a new project called 80s Babies to the 2Gs 2.
Oh, yeah. I love that title. That's dope.
So, and the cover is kind of like a play on Cash Money a little bit with like an airplane and money and fast cars
The
and
pen and pixel
chains
stuff,
and money
Shout
in
out
the
to Pen and
background.
Pixel.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up. Do we have a name for the hat? I didn't get a chance to.
Let's see what we got.
I know we
Oh,
know.
Gray's got a new album that'll
Yes.
be out
Oh, shout out
actually
to Gray.
by the time this show
Rich in
airs.
the Blood.
Nice.
From
Shout out
his
to
Rich
Greg
in the
Graham,
Blood
man.
series.
Nice.
This is the new No Bad Ideas Voyager Precurve Adjustable Gray joint.
Slick ass. Shout out to No Bad Ideas.
Bang.
They doing great things.
Bang, bang.
They send us that heat. We appreciate that as well.
Absolutely.
You guys got anything else that I forgot? Anything that we missed? Shows?
Wine After Work is Friday too, right?
Yeah, Wine After Work this Friday.
Nice.
Okay.
Me and Stylistic will be doing that as usual. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So make sure y'all come to that.
Red Room.
Red Room, Broad Ripple.
Broad Ripple.
Yes, sir.
6 to about 11.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, that will conclude episode number 31 of the New Old Heads podcast. Lonegevity, DJ Jay Diff, DJ Spoolz, No Bad Ideas, Coleman Mental, Printfinity. We are the New Old Heads. We appreciate you guys, and don't forget to support Bringing Down the Band. I see you looking at me. Subscribe.
Yes.
We got stickers. We got buttons. We got stickers.
Make sure you check out our Patreon too. It's patreon.com/newoldheads.
Yes.
You can find that at newoldheads.com as well.